Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. What a great day. It's Monday Fun Day. How's everybody doing?
We are great down here, Mike. We know you're not doing okay up there.
You know, every now and then, technology just gets the best of me.
Well, it can make things so much easier sometimes. It truly can, but then sometimes you feel hampered by it.
Ruin you.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Yeah. So how you doing?
We're great. What exactly happened this morning?
Don't know.
Oh. All right.
Really didn't know until I came in here. I was late already.
Yeah, but we're not going to hold you to that, Mike. We understand.
We're all flexible with our time.
Rarely ever happens with you.
You know that more than anybody. But I mean, it's something where I don't like it, and when I do that, and see what happened was. You're going to love this story, folks. Listen to this. Hi, it's Mike O'Mara. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Little story for you. So I'm running late today because I just ran late. Been doing a lot of little stuff around the house. Got a sick house here. So, let me adjust that because now that's starting to break up my headphone. Just a little headphone jack that's cutting in and out.
That's all.
Just to add it. Just add it to the list. Did I mention the iPad was sucked out of juice again today? Same mistake this idiot has made every day since I put this piece of crap into my studio here. So very, very frustrated with that. But, what are you going to do? It's a simple question of moving a different charger in there and then I don't have to worry about it. So we've had a sick house. So I've been doing some extra duties.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get this on because I pressed this other Apple product. There's going to be an Apple product will lose its life today.
Oh, no.
There's going to be one of these iPads, like Maxi Pad, that's going to be broken today. Oh, yep. Cut out quickly. Don't let me set you up. There you go.
Maxi Pad is what he calls the iPad Pro.
Ooh, yeah. Larger
so
one.
I was late to start with just because of some extra duties I've had around the house.
Getting
the house ready, and by the way, Mrs. O'Mara feeling much better, and that's good news. We're all happy about that. And but I still had, just a little house cleaning in the morning, just to make sure I help her out because that's what I do. Because I'm rolling out of town. Rolling out of town Wednesday, and just got to prepare for that. It's been a little problematic. So I'm late coming in anyway, and then I realize when I sit down to join the fellas here that I haven't gotten the stuff that's on the printer that's out here, just to my left down the hallway. Right. No problem at all. And I go and it's empty because the Hewlett-Packard Company has not printed on the proper printer. I've got two of them. They print great when you print at the right place. But if you don't, you see, it's all gone. It's all lost. Right. And there's no way of moving the queue from one printer to the next.
No.
And the HP 400 is a very bossy, bully printer. It wants to be the number one guy. It wants to be the number one guy. And if you've got multiple printers, you know what's amazing? The Apple Corporation with a device like a modem.
Yes.
Anywhere, the computer will automatically tell you you're on that particular network. No matter where you go. Sure. You go to a hotel you haven't been to in 5 years, and your little computer will pop on to where it was because it remembers.
It remembers.
It's
It
that
knows.
brilliant. When it comes to printers, throw that out the window. Because when it comes to printers, I don't have that. That printer is in fucking Florida.
Well, Mike, really the problem is the memory is too good. It's remembering a printer from far away. Now. Come now.
Jeez, you. God almighty.
We are here to help.
Yes.
Mike. We're here
but
to
there's
help.
nothing you could do. This is all mine. And I have printed on that little 8610, not the LaserJet 400, but the 8610. Hi, we're the Hewlett-Packard Corporation. We want to sound important. We've probably got 300 printers that we make for the common man, but we want to call it the 965437542200011.
All numbers.
So pissed off today. But anyway, how you been? How was your weekend? Everybody do good?
I had a fantastic weekend.
That's wonderful. That's great. So did I. Yeah. Yeah.
Monday,
terrific.
Not starting out so well. I feel for your pain.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. I don't like to keep you guys late for me. Being tardy for me is like it's like death by 1,000. Is it 10,000 or 1,000 cuts?
10,000.
10,000
Is it 10,000 cuts?
Yes.
It's not paper cuts, Rob. The Chinese didn't torture people by taking paper out mallet head. No, not by 10,000 paper cuts. That's not what it is. It's death by 10,000 cuts, where they used blades to torture people during the ancient times in China.
I was confused. I was thinking origami.
The Mao dynasty.
Now it is what it is. But anyway, so it was just all on me, and I hate making people wait, even though it is irrelevant to the
we make the most of the time.
Yes,
there are people that get us live that watch the show on video.
They understand this.
Those people, I hope they understand. My apologies to them. As far as the mass of people that consume this show, not relevant to them at all.
So,
not really relevant to them at all.
At the same time, anyways.
Yeah. And now I'm looking at the printer queue for the. There it is again. There it is.
The ghost of 400 showed up again.
Yeah, the ghost of the
400. Ooh. Weird. Right. That is weird. Usually when you delete a guy,
what now?
It's gone.
Nothing. I'm just looking at it. I'm just, and then it says the printer is not connected. So what did you do this weekend, Oscar?
Mike?
Said the man that wanted to look at his equipment.
I got a chance to catch up on a new show on Amazon. Thank you to our a good friend of the show. This is what's beautiful about people having my cell phone number. I don't remember giving my number out to 20 people, but 200 of them have it.
Yeah. It usually happens. It's followed by drinking.
Yes. Yeah. But I did give my number to a listener. His name is Otis, and he reached out.
Otis, my man.
Thank you.
He loves us.
And
welcome to the Destillate Club.
And where the white women at? He said,
"What's the name of the bar again?" Because I always get it confused.
Destillate Club.
What is it?
I don't know how it's actually spelled, but what he says is, "Welcome to the Destillate Club."
It's something lake.
Maybe it's Destillate. I'll find out. But
is it Desta Lake? It's definitely a lake. I always thought it was Death to Lake Club. I always thought it was Death to Lake Club in Animal House. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted
you. A show called The Boys came out on Amazon, and the title does not give it justice because The Boys sounds like the Hardy Boys or a male strip club. Who knows? But it is a dark superhero, a dark take on a superhero universe, and it is phenomenal. So I binged that with my wife throughout the weekend, not all in one day. Dark. I was actually telling Rob that he's going to hate it, but he should start it off to see if he actually hates it as much as I think he's going to hate it.
It's a test of me.
Dexter Lake.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't finish it. I did. Dexter Lake. It's the Dexter Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Now we got that under control. Dexter Lake Club.
We're both very close.
So, and then I went out on the Potomac for, I would say, 2.5 hours on a kayak with a friend, and we just kayaked around in front of the monuments. Just two grown men.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Not a bad weekend to do that, right?
Hung out. It was wild being able to bicycle or bike down to, I guess there's a Lyndon Johnson little, there's not a
the
marina.
Lyndon Johnson Memorial.
Yeah, near the memorial, there's a little marina.
The LBJ Memorial.
Yes, there's a little marina there. And
there's a marina right next. So you went across the river.
I rode my bike across the river, met my friend there, and then we put the
Potomac.
Is that what it's called? But Potomac, the Potomac? Yeah, I got
Potomac
that
River.
too.
I
thought it was Anacostia.
Very DC. Very DC.
Yeah.
It was so
it's
much
great
fun.
if you have no open wounds, Mike.
It was so much. I can't believe it. I've waited, 30 plus years to try to kayak on the Potomac, and we had an absolute blast. Beers. He had a cooler. It was
you
it was a lot of
kayaked
fun.
drunk.
Well, it was the best thing ever.
Well, you got to be careful. You don't want to go too far up the Potomac.
No.
Because
when we saw the whitewater, Mike, we turned around.
Yeah. Oh, so you went all the way up. You went up the. Did you go up past Washington Harbor? Past past Georgetown?
Of
Did you
course.
go up all that way?
Yeah, all the boats were down there.
That's
Girls were sunbathing on
that. That's why they call it Great Falls.
On the boats, Mike. It was a lot of fun.
You wear a life vest?
Of course.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
And who was this pal that you went with?
New friend. His name is David. Shannon thinks I'm having sex with him. It's just a man, 2 men in a kayak.
Is he a pretty man, or is he like the
Yeah,
guys?
Of course he's pretty.
good looking.
If he calls you up with beer.
Oscar has 2 sets of friends. There's the Horde friends.
Yes.
That like help out with the show, and those guys are not pretty. And then there's the Oscar friends that he makes through business.
This guy is a Horde member. Shame on you.
Oh, sorry.
He's a pretty Horde member.
By the way, I have a bone to pick with Pony Boy because a post was there on Facebook where Pony was talking about getting his new nuclear grill, and on the on his refrigerator was the Big O and Duke Show sticker.
Oh,
That's where your heart lies.
Maybe if you made a magnet, I would put it on my fridge.
Didn't we have a magnet, Rob?
We had stickers. Yes, we did have stickers.
Yeah, what about a sticker?
We didn't have a
sticker.
sticker. That was a typical Rob answer. Yes, we did have stickers.
No, I said
You're turning into Dennis Murphy. You're actually turning.
now
into,
you stop that. Stop
did we
that.
have a
Stop
magnet?
that.
I thought we had a magnet way back. I thought we had a TMOS magnet a while
we
back.
had
I believe
stickers.
you know what you had? You had Kirk and Mike magnets.
All right. Kirk, the Edge magnets. Maybe I don't
see
remember.
why we
I've
couldn't
had so
have a
much
TMOS
stuff.
magnet. That'd be a lot of fun.
Hey, Pony, great deflection though. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
smart.
absolutely true.
Smart.
I don't have a magnet. I
Smart.
don't have a magnet. They have everything. They get everything. They get everything they want. I get nothing. I don't have a hat. I don't have a T-shirt. I don't have anything. I have nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
I want stuff. I want sweat. Do you see the paper? I brought a 15-year-old T-shirt to a party with my cousin on Friday night because there's a landscaper down in Portland, Rob, another Rob, hi Rob, that wanted, and it's XXL and he's an XL. And that's all I had for him. And
I
by the
haven't
way-
finished my weekend, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You will. Thank
All
you.
right.
So I'm done. I bike back to my house. I'm out of shape, so I take a shower and pass out.
And you're drunk.
At like
Did you have like a 6-pack in the kayak?
No, I had 2 beers.
Okay.
And then there's a little restaurant, bar and grill, right at that little park. And I bought the man some mojitos and dinner. So, a nice little outing on a Sunday. What?
This is really like a date. This does sound kind of romantic. Where was your wife during all this?
She wanted to come, but I said, it's my friend. Let me meet him first.
Oh, God, you're such a monster
you know
that
what's
way.
so
You gotta
conflicting?
grow up, dude. That's your wife.
You know,
I don't have to take her everywhere. We live our own
But
lives.
I mean, it's like you don't do boys anymore. That's
What?
it. You
I don't do
hang out.
boys. I never did boys.
I'm having
Nothing
my
wrong with
first.
that.
Do you realize I'm having my first boys' weekend in my life? My life. Maybe it's why I was married so often. But it's my first time. I'm going to be meeting the boys on Tuesday night.
Yes.
And then I'm going to be with the boys through the entire weekend.
That sounds
I
like
will
fun.
not be here the rest of the week.
That sounds
in
like
case you're
fun.
running. So you can start the emails right now. Where's Mike?
We'll be here, Mike.
Mike goes away for a week and a half.
but you know what's
anyway.
this whole David thing? Here's why it doesn't sit.
Hey.
His name, Dave. Dave. Why it doesn't sit well with me is he said he's pretty
He's good looking. He is.
and he's keeping him to himself. So it says to me, he's edging Todd out and he's bringing in a new player.
If
No.
you had to make
David
a
has
is
a
this guy-
kayak. I can't bring Todd to a 2-man
All
kayak.
right.
That's 3
What does
people.
David do? What does David do?
David's
Oscar.
in between jobs now. Actually.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you're not attached
What did
to
he
him
do?
because
No.
of-
He was, I think, a contractor. I think.
Okay.
I think.
A construction worker. Was he a construction worker, a policeman, or an Indian?
No.
But at any point when
he
you first
builds
started,
houses.
when you first started to talk
Yes.
to David,
Yes.
how long before the thought entered your mind, Oscar, of this could be useful? A contractor.
Rob thinks you pick all your friends based on.
No,
their
he's
use.
David's moving next. Like I'm going to lose David in 3 weeks. He's moving.
All right. So this is just
Yeah.
a spur of the moment thing.
I actually
where-
said
That gives
I
you
said-
21 days
I
to get
said-
your radiator
I said the drab T-shirt. I said
Let me explain what happens
Yes.
when I interrupt Oscar.
yes.
When I interrupt Oscar and then you interrupt Oscar right afterwards, that's what pisses people off.
Okay.
So when you interrupt Oscar, I will try not to interrupt right after you interrupt.
All
And more importantly, because it happens more often, when I interrupt Oscar and then you interrupt after that, save your interruptions to a beat, okay? Because when you're finishing an original thought of mine and then you interrupt Oscar, that's what causes a problem for the show.
All right.
And you used to remember that, and I'd love you to remember it again.
Okay.
It's fallen into the cracks like so many other things. That's it.
David is all mine. You should know that. Now, he did say he had a girlfriend, and it was serious. I said, look, I had such a great time in this kayak experience. It doesn't have to be just us next time. Why don't you bring your girl? I will rent a kayak. I'll figure out how to do that. And it'd be nice to bring my wife. I don't know his girlfriend. She's a nurse. Says that she has a big heart, Mike. So I figure let's make. Why can't we make friends for 1 month and then we'll part ways?
Well, it sounds like you were really touched and moved by this.
Yeah,
experience.
the guy was great. A man's man. Knows how to put a kayak in the water.
He's a construction worker.
Well, he might be. I think he might be. It might. What do you call a guy who actually makes stuff out of wood? What's that?
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Maybe a carpenter is a better word.
All right.
I think.
A cabinet maker.
I know he's going to rebuild his grandfather's house. I thought that was touching.
Is he a wheelwright?
Right.
What's a wheelwright?
That's another person who makes stuff out of wood. Someone who would actually craft a wheel. He could do that.
Oh, very good. We've known since the beginning of time.
I don't know what a wheelwright is.
It's someone who builds wheels.
Doesn't a machine just do that?
No. In the old days, you had to be a craftsman to do it. Think of the term wright, like a playwright or a wheelwright or something.
So
like
would a wheelwright build the wheels for like covered wagons and stuff like that?
Exactly. It was a very tough job. Tough job.
He had. So I would say carpenter is a better word, and if he's listening to this, I apologize. I look inside his F-150, whatever truck he had. I'm not sure what they're called. Where he had
pickup truck.
Where he had the actual
also useful
kayak on top of, because he drove his kayak in.
Did he build his kayak?
No, but he built his center console, because I looked in and he had a wooden stained center console. I was like, "Did you build that?" He's like, "Yeah, I need a center console for
this kayak out of an entire tree."
The tree from Shawshank Redemption, Mike.
No, it's more like the altar from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, that's right.
Meet the Parents.
Wilson.
Yeah, Meet the Parents. Forgive me. Yes.
Right. I carved it out of one piece of wood. Yeah. What was the wood, Pony?
It was all reclaimed driftwood.
Didn't he claim it? Didn't he reclaim it out of one piece of driftwood?
Yeah, and it was like from a church or like a shrine or some weird thing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Oh, that's great. I think really what turns me on is Jesus Christ.
Mike,
if it was good enough for JC, Mike.
Did you have a boat? Did you ever take your boat onto Potomac and tie up to other boats?
Yes, probably yes. I had, when I was with the police force, I had a twin engine outboard with Mercury engines, and I was chasing a guy, and I did this real cool donut. And I smashed into this other boat when I did it. And you might have seen that viral video. Have you ever seen that video with the police force on the Potomac?
On the Potomac. Right on the waterfront.
Right down where the waterfront is. And a guy has twin engines on the back of this police boat. And he's obviously in front of
showing
all
off
the beautiful ladies down there. And he's trying to do this. And he does this spin out move. And he sinks a major yacht cruiser by slamming into the back of it, he keeps going after that. It's one of the worst boating maneuvers I've ever seen.
On the water.
He spins out like going, "Hey, I'm a cop. I'm going to get somebody right now." Yeah. I've always thought, though, if I was in any kind of law enforcement, I would want to be one of those guys on the water that has the twin engines.
Sure.
Those boats are so light and they're so fast and they're so cool. I'd love to do that because I can't kayak. Because if I got in a plastic kayak, the back of it goes straight up in the air and the bottom of it goes down to the bottom. I sink.
When Oscar talks about these boats tying to each other, is this like a party maneuver, like several meet and dock, or I'm sorry, they anchor and they tie up to each other? Yeah,
it's called rafting, and we have up here, which I'll miss, called the flotilla. And what you do is you get 5, 6, 7 boats, and you go out in the middle of, in this case, the bay or the river, Skilling's River up here, and you raft off, and everybody brings wine and hors d'oeuvres, and you just float out there, and it's awesome, and it's fun,
Similar
and it's great.
On the Potomac. First time I've seen it up close, because you see it from the bridge sometimes. You're like, oh, those maybe one boat's helping the other boat, because I'm a rube and I know nothing about boats.
Right, helping.
They just tie up.
They tie up,
and they throw a party.
Rafting. You raft off to another boat. It happens all the time. Been on boats where they've done that. Sometimes when boats are tied up at the dock, they'll also raft off. You'll see that a lot on a crowded day where a lot of people go down to, Tim's River Shore. My buddy Tim Bachman down there. Say hi to Tim again and go down and do that. But they do that at the Washington waterfront too, and it's a lot of fun. And, and your guy, I'm sure he knows about it. He's a big, strong carpenter.
It was. He also, at the end of our trip, he said, "You did pretty good. Usually it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get to a certain point in the river with his girlfriend."
He said, pretty good, Oscar. Now let me help you out of those wet things.
He was not hitting on me.
He put his arm around his shoulder, Mike, and started to just give gentle squeezes. Said, "You did pretty good.
Really good with that. You're real good with that paddle. You want to see my paddle?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
This is why I can't have friends."
I know. No, you do fine. You do very well.
The compliment was not, I wasn't fishing. I thought I was doing it wrong for some time because he told me I was doing it wrong for some time.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
When you paddle.
So it's basically almost like you're spinning a bicycle wheel. You kind of go 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yes, but in the two person.
Oh, you were in a two. Now, did you get during this entire time? Didn't you think they were in separate kayaks?
No, I thought it was two. I did think it was two.
It's a two-person
2 men,
kayak.
1 kayak.
Oh, all right, all right, very interesting.
No
were
room
you
for
in the front or the back?
Like, don't hurt yourself, Rob.
I think we know.
I was in the front because he was steering in the back.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's very cool.
At any point, was he chanting "stroke, stroke, stroke"? And I'm not even talking about on the boat.
No, that wasn't. So you can tell when someone's, I guess, rowing the wrong way when the kayak is shaking a little bit, or.
Were you pushing?
No, well, I don't know, Pony. I'm rowing.
Was David
It must be a very vital. What am I saying? It must be a very sturdy kayak for a two-person job.
It's a big, long guy. Yeah,
big, long,
Yeah.
wide kayak.
Not wide.
I need the extra wide kayak.
Not wide.
My kayak would have to be as wide as it is long.
square kayak.
Like square.
And where does the cooler go?
Well, the cooler he had in the center console of the kayak. So imagine there are 3 holes, 2.
How's that? You want to start that again?
So he had a cooler, and he would pass me the Miller Lights when we would take a break from actual rowing.
I see.
See, that's kind of cool. You're just out there having a beer. What time did the date start?
I rowed to him. He wasn't picking me up because he was bringing the kayak to the actual.
And you're not row. You rode your bike.
I rode my bike
Yes.
to him in flip flops, and I felt like I was going to the pool when I was a kid. You know, when you'd go down to the pool on your bike. And I haven't ridden my mountain bike proper in flip flops through the city. But there was something great about it. I could have died at any moment and cut off my feet. I imagined something would have happened.
No, not the best cycling footwear. In the world.
No.
That's
But
right.
what was I going to do? Tie up my shoes and my bike when I got there? And you want to and I had a Camelback because I needed to bring water. I get there. We start around 3 p.m. Ends around 5:30.
Oh, okay. So just and then did you get together with your lady later on, or did you just go home and fall asleep?
I went home, said hello, said we should do that together sometime, and fell asleep. It was good.
Yeah, get yourself a kayak. That'd be a nice tour.
Right? Why not?
A wonderful gadget.
Yeah, do it. Do it all
Walk
the time.
right down.
Take maybe a little class. You know, when you're not with somebody, because you can really hurt yourself on a kayak. I wouldn't want to lose you. You can, there's one thing you have to know how to do in a kayak, and that's how to ride it. If it goes over,
that's
you
true.
need to
I
know how to
asked
do it.
David.
There's
I
a
said,
technique to it.
I said, "Have you ever flipped over in this thing?" He goes, "No." He goes, "But I think I should, so I know how to get out just to practice." And I said, "Oh, because that's what I've heard that you can get stuck."
Yeah, we are thick with them up here. I mean, there's nonstop kayaking every weekend. I know this because I have a center console with a big engine on it.
Yes.
And I aim for them. I'm sorry, we can start the show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hot hits, Kiss FM, Los Angeles.
We're back on Kiss FM 99.3 The Pulse. This is Randy Riot. This is the Morning Riot Show. And the Kiss 99.3 Sunset Concert Series was killer too. Anyway, I hear it was a crazy, stupid riot weekend. Sorry, I couldn't be there. Actually, I had to go back home to Minnesota because my dad died after a long bout with polyarteritis nodosa, which is a rare cardiac disease. Anyway, he was already unconscious by the time I arrived Sunday morning, so it's a blessing he didn't go out suffering. I guess the hardest part of it all is that I never had the chance to say goodbye. I gotta say, though, he wasn't a very easy man to talk to. My mother always told me he used to be a real outgoing, friendly kind of guy, but that was before he came back from Vietnam. I have to believe I'll get the chance to tell him I love him when I meet him in the afterlife. I mean, it just doesn't make sense that God will give us the ability to feel such an infinitely complex and sublime emotion like love, and then let us be ripped apart forever. I mean, it just doesn't make sense that God would just, I mean, there has to be a God, right? I mean, all these atoms and molecules shot out from the Big Bang. I mean, what, they just happen to evolve into human beings that could feel so much desperate love and wonder? I mean, to make us ache with emotion and then just render us to the void? I mean, come on. I tell you, that's crazy. That's stupid. That's riot. I mean...
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
What
Mike
was
O'Mara,
that?
Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
That's a comic called Brian Carr, and a buddy of mine sent me that tape. I think he nails the LA DJ pretty good.
Live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., this is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, is a worldwide podcast and radio show with a family of listeners who are unrivaled in their love and support for the program. If you're a first-timer, sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained. And for our longtime friends, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spreading the word every day about TMOS, from Stormstown, Pennsylvania to Salem, Ohio, from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina to Big Bottom, Washington. I think this might be a repeat, but let me know if it is.
Okay.
From Dhahran, Saudi Arabia to California, Maryland. The Mike O'Mara Show is on
it
now.
Dhahran or Dhahran?
I think it's Dhahran, but it might have been. I think it might be a repeat. If it is a repeat, we're not keeping track of it.
Yes,
So let me know what's going on with that. Today's show brought to you by. That's okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'll send you New City today. I knocked them off the list when we hear them.
It's funny when you just go about, okay, I don't know. That's your thing, not mine. Anyway, this show today brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart. It's the place where growing businesses connect with qualified candidates. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, but they don't stop there. With their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invites them to apply for your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you never miss a great match. A watch is a thing you put on your wrist.
Yes.
ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Remember, ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. Yes, sirree. Keep sending those cities. We would really appreciate that, and let me know if we screwed that up. You certainly let me know on stuff when I don't want you to. Now I'm asking you to. That's the way it goes. Interesting house this weekend. We were the sick house. My wife over the weekend contracted strep.
Oh,
and,
from who?
She started to. We don't know. It was interesting because she probably said Thursday that she was feeling a little streppy, and then we did go to a family gathering on, I think, Friday night, and I think it was Friday. There's so much.
You were going out for.
I
remember you teased. You were excited. You and your sister and your brother-in-law were going out to dinner for your birthday.
Oh, that's
right?
Friday night. Okay, yeah, that's Friday night. And then was it Saturday night? Thursday night was the family get-together.
Okay.
Friday night out with Paul and Kathy.
Right.
And had a wonderful time. And really, to my sister and my brother-in-law, thank you for making this summer really special for us up here as we go back to the land of Jim Cantori, where they're already talking about, really, seriously, a tropical depression that will be arriving just about the same time we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get ready for Florida in August and September. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, we're getting ready to do that. But they really made it nice for us, and we went to just a wonderful place. But she was feeling it, but then really Saturday morning woke up, and it really was bad, and she was out of commission. And she actually, the day I was taking Michael out on a lobster boat with Zach, we'll tell you about that later, she went up to the urgent care. Thank God for urgent care. That seems to be the way we're going in this country, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with, like, you get sick, you make a decision. We all make last-minute calls, on illness all the time. We all sort of wait to see if it's really something, and I think that's where urgent care comes into play. Not an emergency room, but urgent care. You can walk into a doctor. That's the way medicine, in my opinion, it really ought to be done.
You can't wait 2 weeks to have your strep throat looked at, and that's what it takes to get in to see your guy now. It takes 2 weeks.
It's ridiculous. So I think this is going to be the way of the future. You get it in little rural areas, little towns up here, and so she goes in, and sure enough, couldn't wait to call me. We're out in the middle of the water, and she is, I have strep, and so I know what the rest of my weekend's going to be. And I wrote down here, I said, I am a competent Mr. Mom. Carla has strep. And by the way, when you tell people that a family member has strep, people react weird when they hear that particular malady. People immediately think like I think. You think, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it?
Do you think it's a natural reaction?
Yeah. It was every fiber of my being that I, said that I didn't look at her when she told me that. I go, of course you do. Of course you do. Because I'm going on the first real vacation with the boys that I've ever had in my adult life. Of course you have strep. Of course you do. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Work, 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 fun. Back to healthy. Work, 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 work. Sorry, but that's.
Do you think it has to do with the fact the restaurant you went to with Kathy and Paul was called the restaurant with only one spoon?
The restaurant was great. The restaurant was great. I got there early, got to play a round of golf. I told you what a great weekend I was having. I played a round of golf with one of my cousins. What is the son of your first cousin?
Your second cousin.
What would be? Well, it would be my second cousin.
I believe that would be your second cousin.
You can marry your second cousin.
This is Teddy's son. This is Teddy's son.
Don't do that.
No, I'm just saying if you keep it
with that. So it's nothing removed, Rob. It would be second cousin.
No, you know what? It's not second cousin because second cousin is.
Is it first cousin once removed?
That must be what it is. I've never understood once removed.
It is this is the son of my cousin Teddy, Sam, who played golf with me. He's a good golfer. Really had a great time. That he dropped me off at the. It was a perfect day for me. I was just no responsibility. That's why I paid for it the rest of the weekend. I had no problem. Dropped me off, and I sat at a bar overlooking. The bar was really close to like the kitchen where they had kind of an outdoor thing going on, and that to me, at this stage in my life, I have to say. You could put a 48-inch screen in front of me with porn on it, and I would not enjoy myself as much as I did watching them cook the food for people to eat and watch these really, really accomplished, trained people doing their thing. It was riveting. When Carla finally arrived and said, "We're in the other room. We're waiting for you." I'm like, "Yeah, he's finishing that, Sam.
Yeah.
Let me just watch that right there." It was spectacular. I know that this is not a phenomenon that they have open air kitchens where people can look, but most of these restaurants that do that, can you really look? I mean, I'm talking about.
Is it inviting?
I would want to be like almost to the point where they'd have to put a sneeze guard up there so you could really stare at it. It's just fascinating.
Earlier in the summer when Julia had an event for one of her clubs in Virginia Beach, and we went down to see her receive an award. The morning we went to this Virginia Beach breakfast place, the kind of place that you get there, and since everyone wants to be there, it's 90 minutes for a table. And they said, but there's a couple seats at the counter. And so we went over to the counter, and we didn't realize the counter is 3 feet in front of the cooktop. Yeah. And to watch them
doesn't matter what kind of food it is. Even if it's breakfast food,
the speed they work at is so great.
We
just
had
amazing.
The guy at American University. The restaurant was called Steak and Egg. It's on Wisconsin Avenue.
It's not there anymore. Just closed up. A DC institution. Yeah. I read. I want to double confirm, but I remember reading an article that they were saying chow chow.
Oh no! That's like my place. That was the 3:00 in the morning place.
Yeah.
That was where we used to go. I forgot when I went there last. I actually went there with somebody right around my time at the Edge because the radio station was located near there.
Sure.
And we had the guy. He was a short order breakfast cook, but he came from Benihana, so he did all the fun things with eggs. And we watched him. Oh, I will miss that place.
But,
what a great
I could
breakfast
be wrong.
joint.
Maybe it's the last year of their lease.
Steak and egg down Tenleytown, I think.
What do they say?
It says it's open.
What do they serve?
Okay. Steak and egg. What's that?
What do they serve?
they serve sushi.
I thought so.
No, it was
Still open. I'm wrong.
Oh, good, Oscar.
Yeah.
So anyway, when you tell people that somebody in your house has strep, do you know what the move for most people that I told was?
What?
Their hand goes right to their throat. So you'll say to somebody like Rob, say, "Yeah, my wife has strep."
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We found out my wife came down tested positive for strep.
Oh my gosh, really? And they'll all do the rub, the throat rub.
Sure. Yeah.
And one of my cousins said to me, we were hugging, and I was eating that dip she made. But she's okay, and she's recovered. I have to say, I was beyond a competent Mr. Mom. I sprung to attention and was doing my job. My son was fantastic, and we did a great job. We did a really, really good job minding the store. It makes me realize what she truly does. Being the homemaker that she is. A lot of people say, well, she's going to have a lot of time on her hands. No, if you're going to do everything that she does, which is, all the cooking, all the cleaning, all that. And by the way, there are people that work full time that do the same thing. I respect that. I'm just talking that I have a bit of a pampered life when I realize that, she keeps the sheets clean, she keeps the dishes clean, she keeps the floors clean, she keeps the counters clean, she dresses my son, she gets my son off to where he has to go, she bathes my son, she does her working out, she does this, she does that, she works at the school, she does this. She's very, very busy, and I'm very proud of what she accomplished after I tried to do it for a couple of days, and it's a pain in the ass.
How was Michael? Did Michael step up a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, as much as a 6-year-old can do
right,
that.
Right.
Yes. While the whole time I'm doing this, I am not thinking about her welfare because she's upstairs in a coma. I'm thinking, I'm going. I would assume the incubation period has passed and that I am out of the woods. Now, that's the positive side of me. The DGH, never get happy side of me says, I'll start feeling it when I turn the ignition on the car tomorrow to drive down to Boston after these shows are over. That's when I'm going to go.
You called it before we came on break. Well, you asked us, I'm not sure if it was a bonus show or the regular show, you asked us what percentage of happy we were.
Oh, it was last bonus show.
And we all had low subpar digits, and you were in your high 80s.
No, I was in my high 70s. Well, maybe I was in my high 80s. Maybe
yes. Yeah. So you were right.
Yeah. Don't get happy.
Don't get happy.
Don't get happy. It'll always turn to crap. It'll always turn to crap. That's just the way it goes. Turns to crap. But my son was there, and he was terrific, and we do have to take a break. When I come back, though, it's another trip on a lobster boat up here, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to telling you all about that. The overtime, my buddy Zach, Paul and Lobsters up here in Maine. We'll do that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. How are you?
Time now for a taste of the good life with Dirk Vastrick.
People often ask me about the best way to unwind. I say with a drink, of course. Nothing satisfies like an O'Mara Irish Manhattan. Add a couple of ice cubes to a tumbler and fill it with Irish whiskey. And add a splash of Luxardo liqueur and a splash of vermouth. Garnish with a Luxardo cherry and enjoy. Now kick back, relax, and enjoy while listening to The Mike O'Mara Show on the TMOS app. Cheers, Carla.
I always relax with an Irish Manhattan along with the TMOS app. Man, that's living. Back to you, Mike.
Oh, that guy. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Fabfitfun. I get the impression that Dirk signs off on that drink. Means he's giving it his Dirk Vastrick approval. He's a member of the Whiskey Society, I believe.
That's high praise because he's not much of a drinker.
Yeah, not at all. Oh, boy, the 2019 Fabfitfun Fall Box is now on pre-sale.
Yeah.
The Fall Box is the perfect way to treat yourself or others, so get ready for autumn with their carefully curated box of products. They take the hassle out of shopping by doing it for you. Each box is customized to your interest, delivered right to your door. Spoiler alert, here's a sneak peek of what you're going to get. A lunch tote, a cheese board. I know if it's FabFitFun, it's going to be a great cheese board.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
I know you hear cheese board, what? Or a really cool wallet.
Yep.
Is that going to be a wallet for girls? Probably.
Well, you can be gender fluid, Mike.
Exfoliating pads. I'd use those.
Sure.
I know people that exfoliate. And more. Many products, individual values more than the entire cost of the box. Kyle flips out when the FabFitFun box arrives. It's like Christmas 4 times a year. FabFitFun, a seasonal subscription box with full-size beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products. No samples of anything. Use the code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use my code TMOS to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. Yeah. This will be a ladies' wallet, I think.
Woot. You could try it.
Pretty sure. You never know.
Look good in your front pocket.
I was talking about what a great weekend I was looking forward to. Getting a birthday dinner where I didn't have to pay, which is spectacular for me, this stage of my career. I enjoy that. I'm like, ooh. And it was just so generous and nice of my brother-in-law and sister to take us out to this really cool place. But then on Saturday, I was super excited because right around noontime, my buddy Zach was going to come in and have Michael and I go out on his lobster boat and do what is called pull the last string, about 70 traps out there in the bay. And Michael was just, he never fails to impress me with how he can handle a situation where I'd be worried because he's a 6-year-old on a working lobster boat with lines going in the water and hooks.
Yeah, a lot going on.
And lobsters
He's a
with
greenhorn.
big pinchers and stuff like that. He
And
did a great
not just
job.
that, remember when you went fishing with him, it was 30 minutes and he wanted back in. It's not like they can, cut this trip short. He's got to stay till the very end.
He was so fascinated by it. It was the fishing's subpar up here, so we're waiting on that to hopefully turn. It's been a cooler, colder, early summer, so they're thinking that that might be the reason. So we'll wait and see. But if you're going out to Red Lobster and you're paying $70 for your £1.5 lobster, you'll know the reason why they're not getting them like they normally.
So they're not catching lobster as much as they were before.
No, it varies from year to year, but I really do believe that. Who knows? But I think climate change has something to do with that, too. You never know. You don't know. And hopefully in August, the worm will turn and the lobsters will be a little more plentiful. You never really know what's
How much should a lobster roll go for in the D.C. area?
In the D.C. area, you get a good lobster roll probably for about $20-$25.
Okay.
Probably.
That hasn't changed much.
That's what you should probably pay
that's
for.
That's what it is.
You go up there.
That's what they charge up here at a restaurant. It's the same thing.
They still charge it up there?
No, you can get 2 of them down the road at a stand for $15 up here.
2 for 15?
2 for 15 at Tracy's.
Be there
Lobster
all day.
Oh, it's and by the way, it's my favorite way to eat lobster next to lobster stew. And then third in line would be just a good old fashioned steamed lobster. But it's just so much fun. And I urge everybody, come up, support the state. They need your help.
You go up there pretty much every year. How long since there's been a really banner year? Can you remember a recent year when they were just jumping out of the water?
2 years ago, they had a really good season. You see it right away because the places up here sell them cheaper, which is kind of cool. And that's the way it goes. But it was fantastic. And I'm like, boy, I took some video of Michael, and that's what I focused on. In years past, I've done that narration where I was on there. Wasn't thinking about that. Been there, done that bit already. And I'm thinking, well, you know what's cool about that? My son's behaving well. Zach and I are chatting, and I'm not doing anything stupid. Until right at the end where I'm sitting on the back, and they're winding things up, and the boat's going along. I'm hearing, and I look up, and Zach's going, hey, those shorts? And I'm like, what? He says, air-conditioned shorts? And I'm like, what do you say? He said, got air-conditioned shorts. And I'm like, see, air-conditioned shorts? What is he talking about? And he's got his big Zach grin on his face. And I said, what? This is like 4 times to say. He said, do you have air-conditioned shorts? And I look over, and I look straight down. And, of course, my fly is wide open, and Zach is at the controls. And I said, I've done it. I said, so it's official. I have never been on his boat where I've not done one thing. I thought I could get away with my kid behaving well, and it would be fantastic. Oh, the other thing is like, what? Come here. What? Come here.
Oh, what?
Come here. What? Come over here. What did you say? What is that? What is that? All right, hold on. Step right over here.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, buddy boy.
Take these off. I didn't know you were doing a surprise entrance. Did you have fun on the lobster boat?
Yeah.
What was the most fun part of the lobster boat?
Pulling up my first.
Oh, he pulled up his first trap.
Oh, cool. Was that tough to do?
He hooked the buoy. And,
wow.
That's his.
No, that's
what is that you're showing the guys?
the pirate ship that I made for you.
Oh, that's
excellent.
Such a great.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
Unsolicited. How's mommy feeling?
Yeah, better.
Is she feeling better? Can you talk into the microphone?
She's feeling better. If you can't hear me, just call another time.
Now, Michael, ask your dad for $20.
Yeah.
No. Thank you. All right. See you later. Give me a kiss. I love you. Bye-bye.
Right now, that kid is thinking, I wasted all that time on that pirate ship. I didn't get a dime.
Wow. Look at that.
Pretty good pirate ship.
Little pirate ship. Yeah.
Isn't that sweet?
And did he come in and
doing
say...
arts and crafts. Somebody's recovering. Hello.
Did he come in and say telegram?
A telegram.
He did say telegram. It's funny.
Oh, there's
40
stuff
years
around his
ago.
mouth right now a mile a minute that's just like, lighten up, Dad. I recorded
So
a new
sweet.
close. I recorded a new close for the show this week, too. So
Oh, good.
I will see if that happened.
Yeah, I can't believe he yelled telegram at 6.
I know.
Did I get
I don't think I knew what mail was then.
All right, this is the. I'm sorry.
Let's hear it.
I'm all over the place today.
It's
I am
great.
so disheveled.
Family.
Here we go. All right, here we go.
That was the best you can do. Really?
I'm just having fun. Just trying to have a little fun, folks. But anyway, it was just me being having a great day. And
What was the
then
total
came home
time
to
commitment on the boat?
Jeez, I want to say 2 hours. 2 hours.
That's
probably.
amazing to get 2 hours out of a kid on a boat. That's great.
Still like lobster after working with lobster for so long?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he was going to his grandfather's 70th birthday party, and they were going to I think they were going to be having lobsters. So it's still a treat for them.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
like somebody who works in a restaurant all the time and slings the food. They're probably not interested mostly. It's more like making a living.
Yes.
But, it's still a treat when you have that.
That's fantastic.
And for us, I bought 5 off of them, took them right off the boat, came home, made lobster stew, fed it to the sick girl upstairs.
Aw,
It was pretty nice. So, and then we went to the Olive Garden, which was lovely. No, I'm sorry, that's from a movie. That's
Do you think Zach gave his grandfather a good deal on the lobsters?
I guarantee. No, it was special. Do I have to? I lost track of the show.
We should break.
We should break. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
It's Political Persuasions.
Hey, it's Chris Freites with Political Persuasions. This week we come at you with a special edition of Robert Mueller's testimony. We're going to unpack all of it. Mike, not surprisingly, a little upset, felt Mueller was a little doddering. I, however, see a silver lining. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Joybird. We all want our home to be about us.
Yes.
It should be a place that feels unique to you. Joybird empowers you to create the furniture and space that brings you joy. Isn't joy the best thing to have? With Joybird, you get one-of-a-kind furniture crafted to your unique taste, hundreds of styles and options, anything you can imagine, plus free personal design consultants to achieve your perfect design. Each Joybird piece is made by hand with care and precision using high-quality hardwood and responsibly sourced materials, and every piece comes with a limited lifetime warranty. Try the 365-day, that's right, a year.
Wow.
Try the 365-day home trial. Sit on it. Sleep on it. Break it in. If you don't love your Joybird, return it for a full refund. And you can even take your joy outside with their unique outdoor collection. See how Joybird can help you design your dream space. Find your joy at joybird.com/TMOS. Create the furniture that brings you joy at joybird.com/TMOS. Go to joybird.com/TMOS and receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using the code TMOS. Rob Spiewak, did you move your refrigerator this weekend?
I moved the records, but not the refrigerator, because this is like one of those puzzles where you have to move one square to move another square to make, because the house is almost cubically full of stuff. So it's a long process, but it's beginning. I did have something this weekend I wanted to ask you about, though. Being a Maine guy, I saw something at the refrigerated section of my local grocer that I had never seen in person before. Are you familiar with Narragansett Beer?
Yeah, Rhode Island beer, I believe.
Yeah, and it's the beer
I believe Narragansett is I think it's a Rhode Island beer.
Yeah, I know it is. I know it's up in that neighborhood. I don't know the actual state, but that's the beer that Quint drinks in Jaws. That when he kills the whole can and then crushes it.
And then Richard Dreyfuss crushes the styrofoam
plastic cup. So I was at Harris Teeter, and I was getting some stuff, and I always cruise the beer section, and they have Narragansett beer. I've never seen it down here.
Did you try a 6-pack?
I bought a 6-pack. I drank all 6, and I crushed every can in my hand when I finished it. Just like
what did it taste like?
You know what it tastes like? It tastes very domestic, but it's like
Miller.
No, it's more Budweiser. It's got more of a rounder taste, but a bit. I would give it a bit up from Budweiser. Good beer though, and I just never seen. I thought it was so regional. But I thought.
Well, I think
you being
I
a New England
remember
guy.
there were Rhode Island had a few beers like that. I'm looking it up like that.
And it's an old brewery, and I believe still independently.
Budweiser, like a Budweiser Classic or Bud Light?
Narragansett is a town in Washington County, Rhode Island.
Oh, so, there you go.
That's it. And let me see if
What a name.
I would assume they make it there. It's it's an Indian name, is what it is.
Oh,
a Native
okay.
American name. I shouldn't say Indian. Sorry about
that.
But
it has a good flavor, and I believe it's still an independent brewery.
Ooh.
I mean, not
the Narragansett Brewing Company is an American brewery founded in Cranston, Rhode Island, in 1890. There you go. So that's it. I think it's still in business. Of course, if you got it, it is.
Yeah, it was great. So
I used to have. I know they used to advertise up in New England a lot. I wish I remember what they said. Let me see. I'm going to find this.
Good enough for Jaws.
Well, it was very neat to see it because I'd only ever seen it.
And adieu, you fair Spanish lady.
Usually, movie beers that aren't real beers and then are made into beers aren't that good.
You're right.
This is a real beer that was a real beer before the movie.
Well, it's actually really probably important to the making it such a true to that area, because that would have been a beer that he would have drank up there.
Cool.
Okay. Uttered by Kurt Gowdy, who was a famous sportscaster for the Red Sox back in the day.
Oh, Red Sox sponsorship? Cool.
Famous for its drinkability. I always love that. Drinkability. And the advertising slogan, "Hi, neighbor, have a Gansett," most famously uttered by Boston Red Sox announcer Kurt Gowdy. And so if you were to stack it up, if it was a go, would you buy it again?
Absolutely.
Really?
I liked it a lot.
Make me want to have one.
And you can probably find it up there before you get out of there.
Oh, I'm sure I could. And based on the way this morning's gone, I might actually find one before the show's over.
No, we're good. We have until
we're good?
58.
I have 2 spots left.
Yes, exactly.
2 spots left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I take this up to 57.
Yes,
correct?
Exactly.
All right, I'm sorry. Once again, I'm losing track of the show.
Hey, neighbor.
This might really be the sign.
Have a Gansett.
It's when my son comes in, I get all confused. I really, really do. But
anyway,
so
you were kind enough to ask about the records. I'm really at sort of a weird place right now because my Uncle George left me his album.
Yeah,
and that's probably another 9 or 10 feet of vinyl, and there's just not the space for it.
Yes.
So what I have to do is
there any value to this collection you have? Is there any monetary value?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff. It's weird. The stuff that you wouldn't think is valuable is, and the stuff that you think isn't.
Why do you have duplicates to sell?
I have some duplicates. A lot of the stuff will be donated ultimately because what I have that are very useful sometimes are like the big, thick, old Reader's Digest 10 record sets of beautiful music of your life that will never, ever be digitized. So if we need a really jive music bed, I've got that laying around.
Got it.
But as far as like duplicates and stuff, I really need to go through, thin it out, and if not donate them, at least put them into storage because they're just taking up space. And there's a cartoon I love. It says, the reason I got into vinyl was a combination of the expense and the inconvenience. And that's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, because it's so expensive to buy albums.
Oh my God,
now.
albums are like $25 now.
Are they still doing well, or is it kind of falling off?
It's still growing. It's still growing.
Records still important. look, on my end,
It's a throwback. I like it.
I love the sound of them.
so
too.
much work, though. Going to the record player, you got Spotify, boom, bam, you're done.
You know what still work? Getting an iPhone to function properly. That still work. That's just I'm in the Mart of Wall, and I get the phone call that I've been waiting for, which
From
is my
Sam
buddy.
Walton?
No, not him. I'm in the middle of this, and I get a call from the guy that's putting this golf thing together.
Right.
You know, the boys.
Yeah, boys.
And I've been waiting for this call. And I jump when this guy calls. It's like, what are we gonna do now, George? What are we gonna do now? What's gonna happen right now? And he calls me right as I take my son to Walmart to get him a haircut. Right as I'm taking my son with strep throat wife into the Walmart to get a haircut.
Has
because
a barber
it was Sunday.
shop?
Yeah,
it was Sunday.
that one
Yes,
does.
the Walmart has a barber
Wow,
shop.
that's great.
Yes. How do you not know that? A superstore, they have a nail
Everything.
salon, and
Ophthalmologist.
how do you not know that?
I don't.
How do you-
I don't get a lot of haircuts.
Okay, all right, I get it. So we're walking in there, and the phone rings. I see it's my buddy Mark, and he calls, and I'm like, "Hello, hey, how you doing?" He said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm doing great." He said, I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Well, you called me. You've butt dialed me 5 times in the last 3 days, and I'm so mortified. I am so mortified."
I got one from you on Sunday, as a matter of fact, a butt dial call.
Yeah. You're good for like twice a week for me.
Can I ask this question?
Yes.
This thing, is there a way? Look, I know I got fat legs. I know that it mashes up against I keep my phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a nerd and have it hanging outside on my belt. I'm
No,
not going to.
no.
What is the way? Do I have to power it down if I'm going to put it in my pocket? Is there any way? Because let me tell you something. So you hit this. I have to put a code in.
Yes.
I have to put a code
Yes.
in to open this phone. Why is it just automatically butt dialing people willy-nilly? What is wrong with this phone right here?
Is it in
What
your
is
front
wrong with this
pocket or
phone?
your back
Let me
pocket?
look
It's
at
in
the
my front
settings
pocket.
here.
Well, then I would say you probably have some pretty miraculous balls.
No, you're not giving me. I need
I'm gonna
help.
help you.
I need.
Do you have
help.
the raise to lift feature turned on your phone? When you raise, you have to raise it to actually turn on.
Oh, and then it unlocks it?
Yeah, then it unlocks it.
Yeah.
Okay, turn that off. If you turn that off, then the odds that it'll unlock are probably high.
Yeah, because you know what happens is he puts it in his pocket. Every time he does a high kick,
Yes.
it
All right,
turns
so
the
where
phone
do I
on.
find that?
Well, I will look. That's probably something we can do right off the air. But I know that there is a feature.
I don't
we
want
can
to do it off the air. I want to do it on the air. I want to do it
Jesus
right now.
crikey.
Display and brightness. Do I look in that?
I'll look
Is
for
that
you.
the-
You guys, pad. Let me look real quick.
Security, face ID and passcode.
What's the auto lock at? How many seconds?
Auto lock what?
Auto lock. How many seconds is your auto lock set at? Under display and brightness.
What's it set at?
All right, hold on. Hold on.
Hey, Mike, what's your auto lock set at?
Well, right now it's set on, because I'm doing the show, it's set on never.
Okay, so that's a key.
No,
That's
hold on. I turn it back to 1 minute after I get off the air when I'm putting it in my pocket.
Set it at the lowest possible seconds, which is 30 seconds,
But couldn't he also just, when he puts the phone in his pocket, click the side button
and call?
and make and that'll shut it
No,
down too, right?
Rob, I do that every time I'm going to put it in my pocket. I hit the side button. It's
Okay.
still auto.
Turn
dot.
off,
It's still
raise
butt
to
dot.
wake.
Yeah, raise to wake has got to
Turn it off.
Oh, turn it off. Okay, off. It was on.
That should help.
Really?
Yeah. You call me honestly twice a week, and I pick up. I'm like, hello, and I hear whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah, I hear
whoosh, whoosh,
the
whoosh,
sound of
whoosh,
moving,
whoosh, whoosh,
sound of
whoosh,
moving denim.
and then.
So, do you think that'll change?
I think
Do you
that'll help.
change.
That'll
it?
help.
Oh, really? It'll help, or will it fix it?
Well, I can't guarantee anything, Mike, because if I guarantee it and it doesn't happen, then you're gonna yell at me. And if I
Just take away today.
Okay.
Take away today and my yelling at Rob. All right. Take away today and just.
I'm gonna say you're not
dancing
at
through the show.
90%. 90% that'll help.
That's good. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that from you. I appreciate that.
90%.
That's fine.
But I will
That's
miss the
fine.
occasional pocket call because I do like. That's what it sounds
I don't
like.
listen for long. I feel it's an invasion of privacy.
I do. I give it like 10 or 15. I scream your name.
I'll be like, Mike.
Yeah.
And you hear whoosh, 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 whoosh. I'm like, all right, butt down, close. I don't even call you back. I don't even call you back.
If we were to throw out a number,
Yes.
total number,
Yeah.
how many butt calls do you think I've made to you in
Me
the time we've
personally?
known each other? Yes, personally.
Less than 50.
Really?
Yes.
Rob, how many do you think?
2 dozen.
2 dozen?
Yeah. But I've known you a long time.
Oh, God.
But also, you know what? This is what's sad. Our relationship predates phones
Yeah,
yes, it does.
And
then Rob doesn't mean like cell phones. He means real phones. People communicated by courier.
And you have butt dialed me from your landline.
What happens?
Which is hard.
This is when I know how not to call you back from a butt dial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is if I look at my recent calls and we just talked within the last 24 hours, I know that I was somewhere in your top 3 phone probably because you don't talk to that many people on the phone.
Right.
That was a butt dial. I don't need to call you back. There's nothing wrong.
Look at him. He's Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Fantastic. FML. FML. Very good. We'll take a break, come back with news you may not need. Very well written news you may not need. Not when we come back. I got no idea what I'm doing. I'm making it up.
For me to quit her. La, 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 whatever. La.
Hey guys, it's Angie Goff with the Oh My Goff Show, and this week it's a family affair. Both my sisters are in the studio.
Hello,
and
sisters.
things get personal.
Sisters.
Don't forget, the show's waiting for you right now on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, and please give me 5 stars.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Legacy Box. Isn't it time? I'm doing my Alan Coulter read right now. Isn't it time to digitize your lifetime of memories? You can do it. All you need is Legacy Box. You just send in your Legacy Box filled with old home movies and pictures, and they'll do the rest. Digitizing your moments onto a thumb drive, the cloud, or DVDs, it's like magic. And you get your originals and new digital files back in a few weeks, and they keep you updated at every step of the process. We all use Legacy Box, and the results, they're amazing. Finally, you can get all your memories organized to ensure that your family history is preserved forever. Love, 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 love me, the Legacy Box. It's the world's largest, most trusted digitizer of home movies and photos. Over 450,000 families have trusted Legacy Box. They have over a decade of experience, and all the work is done by hand right here in the USA. There's never been a better time to digitally preserve your memories. Visit legacybox.com today to get started. For a limited time, our listeners can get a huge exclusive discount. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to get 40% off your first order. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS and save 40% today. Get started preserving your past, and thank you, Legacy Box. Tomorrow on the Mike O'Mara Show, a major ho announcement ho. That's all I want to say. That's my tease.
Major.
Love it.
If you like fun, you do not want to miss the very beginning of tomorrow's show. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did they teach you that here? Anyway, without further ado, let's get the news.
News.
Oh, let's do this. Why don't we turn it up? That's the better way to do it. Thank you.
News.
Boo. Quentin Tarantino's new movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, had a strong opening weekend at the box office. Had $40.4 million. That was enough to give Tarantino his best opening weekend, edging out Inglourious Basterds, which launched with $38 million in 2009. Because there are hard R movies, I always think, why don't they do better? Well, it's because it's a limited audience they have for this. But
however, do you feel in your recent memory this has got the best pre-promotion and the best buzz going into any Tarantino film that I can recall?
Django had, in my opinion, pretty good. Inglourious Basterds had pretty good. You might be right about this one.
But this has a real positive. This has a real positive air around it. Is the thing?
Yeah, I hope so. And you got the early on
going tonight.
People to go see. Yeah, I can't wait to give you. Just give me your thumbs up, but no spoilers because I have to wait till FLA to see it. As expected, it was second to The Lion King. That made another $75.5 million in its second week. Well, that's why we get these movies, because it's kids now.
Yep.
Right?
You have to keep the kids, put the kids in a seat for 2.5 hours, and they keep cool and they keep quiet.
That's it. The Andy Griffith Show. That's numero uno. When they put a list together, I forgot what the website was, but they put a list together of, 15 or 20 of the top spin-offs of all time.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was a spin-off.
Yeah, I think it's method.com, something like that.
What was Andy before?
I think Andy's been there for a long time. I just give you the top 10 here. Okay. Is anybody familiar with Daria, the spinoff of Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, that was another cartoon on MTV. She was a character.
Was that big? Was that big at all?
I know Dahlia.
It's not Dahlia.
Hi, Beavis. Xena, Warrior Princess, was a spinoff of Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and I think Xena became more popular than the original.
Actually, we should say this because we skimmed it, that the Andy Griffith Show was a spinoff of the Danny Thomas Show, Make Room for Daddy. That's where it came from.
Say that.
Oh, well, you'd passed over it. I didn't know.
Yeah. Let me see. Frasier, spinoff of Cheers.
Yeah.
The Simpsons at number 7. They originally appeared on the Tracy Ullman Show. Let me see. There were a total of 7 Happy Days spinoffs, but 2 of them were animated. Number 6, Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff of Happy Days. Mork and Mindy didn't make the list. Number 5, Happy Days. That was a spinoff.
Oh, that's
itself.
right.
The characters originally appeared in Love American Style. I had no idea.
Cool. The original Howard Cunningham was Harold Gould.
Wow.
You would know him as Rhoda's dad. Yeah.
Really? I had no idea.
It's a pretty funny episode.
Number 4, this is a famous one back in my day, Maude. Maude! Hey,
Maude!
That's a spinoff of All in the Family. B. Arthur played Edith Bunker's cousin. Number 3, another spinoff of All in the Family. Top 1, The Jeffersons.
Oh, yeah.
Massive hit. Number 2, Rob's going to like this. Spinoff of Petticoat Junction. Can you name the show?
Green Acres. Got to be Green Acres.
Green Acres.
One of my all-time
as Rob
faves.
mentioned, the Andy Griffith Show. Andy's character originally appeared on the Danny Thomas Show, which I had no idea.
Thomas.
There was a scene from that was cut because it was too mature, but Danny Thomas was... No, I'm kidding.
And he opened Wendy's.
That's Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas.
There's a petition that is pushing to change the date of Halloween from October 31st to the last Saturday in October. All for it.
Yeah.
Me too.
100%. Be better for the bars.
It would work like Memorial Day, which is always the last Monday in May, not like the 4th of July, which is always on the 4th of July.
Yes.
The thinking is it'd be better for everyone if we're on a Saturday, from parents looking to take their kids trick-or-treating to people in their 20s looking to wear sexy costumes and throwback drinks. So far, the petition on change.org has around 100,000 signatures. I'm surprised it doesn't have more. When a petition crosses the 75,000 mark, it's sent to the president. He'd do it. This president would do that, right?
Sad.
That decided, I'm the president. Wouldn't you like to be known as the president that changed Halloween?
Yeah. You know what? That would be fun.
I think it'd be super fun.
It's a big win.
You know, Roosevelt changed Thanksgiving.
Did he really?
Yeah, they moved it from the last Thursday to the 4th Thursday in November because it gave a longer shopping season. It was help for the merchants.
And if I'm not mistaken, George Herbert Walker Bush declared Mother's Day.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think it sort of predates him, doesn't it?
No, but he actually officially declared it.
Is that true?
I don't know. I will check.
If anybody would know, it would be me, as I'm the one that came from the presidential library where
Yeah, and you would be the one that when you were at a presidential library, you'd be talking about Mother's Day.
Yeah, because I love my mom.
Thank you. Very good.
Not me.
Moving right along.
I hate my mother.
All right, stop it, boys. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the captain of the bad mood now. All right. Woodstock 50, Rob's number one thing. I sent him an email about it.
I loved it, and I loved that you sent it. So great.
It finally has a new venue, but 3 major acts dropped out over the weekend.
Whoops.
This is an S show. This ain't going to happen, in my opinion. The festival has released all the others from their contracts.
Oh my God! But what if they want the money? What are like? No, you released us.
TMZ says they're planning on making the tickets free.
That's a great plan.
Oh my God!
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
because it's just 3 weeks away and it's still a mess.
Free?
Yep. Last week we had a Merriweather Post Pavilion. That's where they're thinking about doing it. Oh my God! I mean, really? Come on, give me a break. I don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but probably not.
No.
The cops in Colorado pulled a guy over last Monday because he'd replaced his broken taillight with a bottle of red Gatorade.
Perfect.
Hilarious.
They wound up not giving him a ticket when he promised to put in a real taillight later today. That's nice.
If it works, Mike, why not?
You know what? If it works, but it wouldn't. It's just red.
Yeah, but it's still lighting up behind.
No, it doesn't light. Well, maybe if it's the plastic that's broken off and it's still red.
Right?
Yeah, but the problem is when he got home, the Gatorade was so hot. No one wanted to drink that.
And now a little something. According to a new survey, 21% of people say they believe a delivery driver has stolen some of their food at some point. And here's the better statistic. According to this survey,
yes,
28% of drivers admit they have eaten some of the delivery food coming to your home.
So if that many admit it, you know the number is actually higher because that's just the ones that admit it.
And the survey also says that most people would prefer delivery food to be safety sealed in some way so that this didn't have to happen. Who knows whenever that will happen anyway, but 28% of drivers admit they have. On a related note, 93% of delivery drivers say they have more than enough hair down there. No. There you go. Thank you. We'll take a break. What's on this pizza? Anyway, we'll take a break.
You got a side of fried mushrooms, right?
Oh, that is so nasty. We'll be right back. Makes me sick to my stomach.
You say goodbye.
Hear ye. Pray tell, dost thou know of the infamous, the nefarious, the Mike O'Mara Show? Shouldst thou happen to lend thine ears and tarry for nary a minute's time, you can navigate your magical electric device to MikeO'MaraShow.com, where thou must load them down? Okay, not a fan of the bar, no problem. We're cool, just listen to the Mike O'Mara Show, please and thank you. Zounds!
All righty. I'd say it's retirement time temporarily for that young man.
Not even Barb?
Just a little. They use them a little too much.
Sparingly. We'll use them sparingly.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our bonus packages. Every day on TMOS, we talk no holes barred. Yes, we talk turkey.
Yes!
But today we talk pastrami. That's some boss meat, right, Oscar?
Yes, it is.
Very good. As you know, pastrami is usually made from beef that is brined, partially dried, seasoned with garlic, coriander, black pepper, paprika, cloves, allspice, and mustard seed, and then smoked and steamed. Like corned beef, pastrami was originally created as a way to preserve meat before refrigeration. How about that? Pastrami is traditionally served with mustard. And if your current podcast diet isn't cutting the mustard, may we suggest the TMOS bonus show. The Jolly Jury of Jocularity has found the bonus show guilty of giggles.
Amen.
Giggles.
Just click the banner on our website and you'll get access to all of our bonus content and you'll be helping TMOS. Let our comedy customs agent stamp your passport to the assport.
Do it. Stamp it twice.
So please buy the bonus show. It'll cure your boredom like a butcher cures the navel end of a brisket. The TMOS bonus show brought to you by Memorex cassette tapes. Is it live or is it Memorex? Memorex is a division of Glass Bridge Enterprises, Cerritos, California. And now, without further ado, let's open up the audio vault and Rob Spiewak. Here he goes, who wrote that while he was drunk.
Cassette tapes used to be such a big deal. We woke up to bad news today, and I hated that. Every time there's something that goes on that's bad, you want something nice, and this made me very happy. Mike, the Make-A-Wish Foundation had a young man named Nicholas Sapienza, and his wish was to meet Mookie Betts and see the Red Sox play the Yankees. That was his Make-A-Wish. And they made that wish come true.
We're here because Nico's number one wish through Make-A-Wish New England and Rhode Island was to meet Mookie Betts and come to a Red Sox-Yankee game.
I'm a really big fan of baseball and the Red Sox, and I really wanted to meet Mookie Betts because he's my favorite player.
Nick, how you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
I mean, the smile on his face. You got to meet the guys, Alex Port. It was amazing. Nothing I would have imagined. So it kind of takes us away from the day-to-day reminders of his struggle.
And what I love about that is twofold. First of all, that's not the Red Sox, and that's not Mookie Betts saying that they did that. That's Make-A-Wish making a big deal. There are so many athletes and movie stars that do stuff for the Make-A-Wish Foundation that just do it and don't call attention to themselves, and they are the real heroes. Now,
and Mookie Betts is my favorite Red Sox player. He's just got such a great personality. He plays the game with such joy.
You'll love this as a button on the story then, because as they talked, the little kid asked Mookie, he said, "Could you try to hit a home run for me during the game?"
Yay.
He hit 3.
In the 3-2. High fly ball, deep left. Maben turning around, looking up, and it is gone. Another one high and deep. Headed for the seats and gone. His second tonight, his second in as many at-bats. 3-1. Oh, my! A high fly ball left field. Mookie Betts. Mookie does it again. Box.
It's a great outfit.
Awesome.
I love calling attention to it.
So sweet.
Fantastic. I love that.
So
And they thumped them this weekend. Yeah.
Just a quick sidebar.
Yeah.
In the show The Boys on Amazon, Mike, a big push from your boy Oscar. They have a similar scene, except for the wrong superheroes there for the Make-A-Wish kid.
Oh, no.
And the guy's like, that guy's, but I'm here for you. And he's like, but I asked for this guy who's invisible. And he goes, no, and the guy's like, but I'm the fastest man in the world, right? He's like, I'm gonna help you. He goes, you're gonna help me outrun cancer?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The superhero's like, yeah, we're going to outrun it together.
Oh, boy.
But the juxtaposition of those two together.
That's daring. I love it when they're edgy like that.
That's reminiscent of Seinfeld. Remember when they visited Bubble Boy and Bubble Boy turned out to be a real a-hole?
Yeah,
Loved it.
I loved
it. This would piss me off if I'm traveling and let's say I'm got a flight. I'm connecting through O'Hare. Let's say I'm in Chicago. Yeah. They've got a Starbucks there, and the employee, the barista, announces all the drinks by singing opera. Should this make me mad?
We have this twisted and no bacon, no bacon for you. Have a great day.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Have a great day.
That would get old so fast.
I like the viral videos of the people playing pianos where they put pianos in airports and you get the guy that is like wearing a janitor outfit and he sits down and he starts playing boogie woogie. The singing like that, I do it. Imagine you're in there and you're having a conversation with somebody and some guy goes, shut up.
Yeah, put him in the back room.
Right, thank you.
Now, another reason to hate birds. I don't like my talking birds, right? This is an exotic bird named Nico. He's a small green parrot. I don't know his age. He works with he's from a bird rescue, and the bird rescue goes around and does shows at like schools and stuff. What Nico does is when Nico gets upset, he doesn't talk. He cries like a baby. Tell me this bird isn't right for roasting.
Okay, this is Nico having a temper tantrum, getting ready for a show, and now she just said, "Why are you crying?" Nico, are you done? This is what I go through every day, and people think I have a crying baby up here. I will show you. It's really just Nico.
Now, here's the thing that's funny is when he's traveling with this bird.
See that
My
video.
God.
When he's traveling with this bird through airports, and it sounds exactly like a crying baby, but the sound is coming from a small bird carrier. So they assume
It's terrifying.
that there's a child crying in the bird carrier.
Terrifying.
And why not? Just remember,
my God.
you can't trust birds. Hey, Mike, it's been awful hot, hasn't it?
Oh, hot enough to do a little crotch pot cooking.
I'm glad you brought that up because, guys have been thinking, maybe it's so hot I need to refrigerate my balls. So there is a new product. Actually, it's not a new product, but it's got new recognition. It's called Snowballs. And what it is, it's a special underwear with an ice pack that you insert to keep your balls cool so your sperm rate will go higher. People that have trouble conceiving. But this has been going viral all weekend because it's so hot. People are buying these just for the pleasure.
Snowballs, cooling underwear for conceiving men. With Snowballs, you can keep moving, keep working, and keep playing. Our snow wedges are designed with a central hinge that cleverly molds to your body to reach maximum surface area and maximum cooling.
Yep.
Unlike normal ice packs, they won't get you wet, and you won't have to sit there holding ice for hours. After inserting a snow wedge into your snow balls, it should keep you cool for about 30 minutes.
That's what you need. Keep you cool.
Yeah. It's just such
sounds like a lot of work.
It does. It sounds so fake, And we have a patent because we're Americans, and we come up with the jargon and make it sound official.
If you're going out for a long hike
and you don't get wet,
I mean,
diarrhea.
Mike, we've never done this before, but we're going to award the Mike O'Mara Show Hotel of the Week.
Oh, I love that.
It's the Hampton Inn in Tennessee, where the lady woke up and, well, I'll let her tell you.
Felt something cross my arm this morning. Looked over and it was a snake. It was just laid out across my arm. It landed back on the bed, and I jumped up on the bed.
Can you stop it right there?
Yeah.
I want you to start it from the beginning.
I will.
Because you know what? People that just can't talk, right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
What is the most important word in that sentence?
Snake.
I felt something cross my arm, and you're supposed to say a snake.
Right.
But what does
it.
she does? I felt something crawl across my arm, and you know what it was? It was a Because I can't die. God.
The word we're looking for
Play it
is
again.
snake.
Felt something cross my arm this morning. Looked over and it was a snake. It was just laid out across my arm. It landed back on the bed, and I jumped up on the desk, and called the front office for them to come. They did compensate my room, so they took care of me there. So they
compensated my room. So what did your room receive some money?
Yeah, they wrote a check to the room. Is what they did.
Nice about it.
So here's the deal: when you get there and a snake crawls through, not just in your room, crawls into your bed.
My car was outside running, and then I felt something running across my arm, and then it turned out it was a, and then they compensated my room, thinking that gonna be in a good thing ending.
Hey, Tennessee lady, what's your favorite Samuel L. Jackson movie about an airplane?
Oh, it's 8 on a plane. On a plane.
All right.
There you go.
As I know we all do, we keep track of the pro surfing tour, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. All right, let's close with this. There is a pro surfer by the name of Franklin O'Rourke who got attacked by a shark. Over the weekend. He survived. He said it was a very scary thing and it was dicey. But here is I guess an eyewitness, another surfer dude, talking about what happened after the shark attack.
He immediately went to a bar because he's like, I got bit by a shark. And people were like, I'll buy you drinks. So he went and hung out at the pier.
So that's the deal. When you get bit by a shark, go to a bar so people buy you drinks.
Thanks, Spicoli. Way to go.
I said, no, I'm not.
Any less would have been a disappointment.
That is your Magic Audio Bowl. Have a good Monday, everybody.
There's the mark right there. I'll have another White Russian, please. Yes, there is. Yeah, bit by a shark, dude. Anyway, thank you. That's it. We appreciate you all dropping by at the Mike O'Mara Show. Don't forget, we would love you to tune in tomorrow because we have a major announcement, and we know you're going to be excited about it. That's coming up tomorrow. Spread the word. Tell your neighbors. Tell your friends. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
This is my house. As long as you live in my house, I own the air you breathe. You follow my rules. You act respectfully.
Last time I was this close to male genitalia, I was being flashed by my mentally ill neighbor.
I could pull a better cartoon out of my ass. Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kid?
Hey, guys! Kick, rock!